All right, it looks like we're finally ready for like the 2 slides I'm actually gonna use. Thank you everyone for your help. So, I just wanted to express my gratitude for being here. What was that? Okay. All right, cool. My first Star Knowledge Conference was in 2017, and I actually conceived my little one there. So this is a pretty special conference for me. I didn't know Chief well, but I knew him a little bit. And he was such a special man, and what I loved about him is that he was the most welcoming person that I ever met. Like, I was just a conference attendee. He didn't know me from Adam. He ran this whole show, and he made me feel so incredibly welcome. And so I love that man, even though I barely knew him. So I'm really, really incredibly grateful to be here and with all of you. So today I'm going to be talking about cleansing our sacred waters. And what I mean by that is the waters within ourselves. When we cleanse the waters within ourselves, we therefore help to cleanse the waters of the earth because we are one. And she responds to us. It's really a beautiful thing. It's interesting, we've been talking about all these different ancient sites. In my intro, you heard I was a QHHT practitioner. I've been taking people through journeys through past lives for 13 years. The main theme in the majority of these sessions is oneness, unity, and love. The main concept, the most important concept, the concept that's going to be important in 25,000 years was important 25,000 years ago and is the most important concept now. Love, unity. I love that we are in the Rainbow Room because this is the whole point of me wanting to have my slides. Who's read The Return of the Bird Tribes by Ken Carey? Right? Best book ever. Like, if I was stranded on a desert island and could only read one book for the rest of my life, that's the book. It's filled with reminders of oneness. So in these sessions that I was talking about, the interesting thing, all these ancient sites we've been talking about, I learned in a recent session that the purpose of all of these pyramids, all of these megalithic sites that look the same throughout the world, the purpose of these sites is for us to remember our unity. It's that simple. And this is the other thing that, Guy, thank you, wherever you are, for reminding me. Simple. So it was funny, I was, telling myself this morning, don't worry about your slides. Just talk. Like, have them if you want a visual reference. But just do you, and talk about what you know. And for him to remind me of that this morning, beautiful. Spirit also is this way. Spirit speaks to us in simple, very subtle ways. Very subtle ways. Spirit doesn't scream, doesn't give us a neon sign, although we would really love it. Most of us really want that neon sign. We want that proof. We're not going to get it. Spirit wants us to know within ourselves, to feel it within ourselves, those subtleties. So let's go back to being in the Rainbow Room. The rainbow, we usually see the rainbow as a half circle. The rainbow is such a beautiful representation of all of our colors, all of our energies, all of our vibrations in harmony. It's water reflecting light. No rain, no rainbows. When we complete this cycle in our hearts with unity, live in harmony with each other, with the earth and all her creatures, this is what happens in our hearts. That circle is complete. Again, if you haven't read this book, please go read this book. It's such a beautiful book. So, cleansing our sacred waters, I got this idea Because about 5 years ago now, I started hearing a voice in my head. And I'd been meditating and doing this work for a long time. And this was a different voice. This voice spoke to me in a way that wasn't me. Still a guide of me, a part of me, an aspect of me, but I don't talk like this. And the first thing she ever said to me, actually, before I tell you this, well, you see it right here anyway, if you can read it. I'll tell you the story, how she came in, because I didn't believe it. Because when you hear people, oh, I channeled Jesus, and I channeled Mary Magdalene, I channeled this person, that person, blah, blah, I turn off. I turn off because that's a part of all of us. So when this one starts talking to me, I was very kind of pushed away by it because that's not what I want to do. But she taught me something. She taught me the difference between being humble and having humility. Humbleness is dimming your light. The humility is shining your light and knowing it's not special. Because it's in all of us, every single one of us. Nothing special about it at all. And everything special about it. But we all got it, so it's not special. I think it's so cool. So what she also taught me is that she's just a representation of the divine feminine archetype. She's all of us, within all of us. So when I was giving her the pushback, like, why are you talking to me? Why me? She was kind of like, yeah, get over yourself. I'm in everyone. I'm talking to everyone. These messages are being given to everyone. So cool, I'll share them too then. And then we'll all help each other to remember. That's all we're doing here, walking each other home. It's really beautiful. So she said to me, we've come to help you cleanse your fertile waters from the filth of the patriarchy. This is where my mind I don't think this way. The filth of the patriarchy. I heard this and I was like, what? What are you saying? What does that even mean? I didn't even know what it meant. So, of course, over time, it came. And she explained it to me. Last night, we had the opportunity to do a sweat, and one of the main messages I heard was, listen to the women. What she told me once was, listen to the waters. And of course, I was still not getting it quite yet. And I was sitting by the water, and so I'm listening to the physical water, like listening to the babbling, going over the rocks. She said, no, listen to your waters. And I got it. Because water, oh geez, I'm gonna try to find it. Water is a symbol of our intuition, our subconscious. It is represented in this way throughout time in all the ancient texts. Carl Jung called water the symbol of the collective unconscious. In my experience working with the subconscious, that's what it is, a collective, because we get the same messages through everyone. Because this is our collective remembrance that we have this power within us. This power that is our birthright. Intuition is our birthright. We are born powerful with the potentials of every single thing within us, all of us. So in the beginning, when there was nothing, just infinity. By the way, a little aside, some of these concepts that are coming out of my head come from, have you ever read The Law of One, The Raw Material? Wonderful, wonderful series of books. I kind of pick and choose the information that I like. I like all of the information that is centered on healing and love and creation, because I feel like this is the best explanation of creation I've ever heard. And it's a little something like this. What was the first thing in creation? Infinity. Well, what happened next? infinity became aware. Think about that. We know of that as the Big Bang, infinity becoming aware, this bright light. But aware of what? Love. That all I am is love. And so that's the vibration that then burst out into all of these fragments, into us. All these fragments of love. And that's how creation began, with a focused thought on love. And that light then densified and became matter, our mother. All of our creation stories center around the mother. Many indigenous stories, you may know them. There's White Buffalo Calf Woman, there's Sky Woman, Turtle Woman. And then, along the way, something else happened. We got Adam and Eve. And Eve, that evil woman, right? Man. What I think happened there, people were afraid of the power. And they recognized that the power came from the woman. And that dark, unknown place is scary to us humans. Fear, a lot of times, is just the unknown. So when we're afraid of something, we tend to push it away. And then, of course, we have those who want the power, want to manipulate it, are a little greedy, yeah? So over time, we've had this program of woman is evil, all that's demonic, all that, don't listen to your intuition. That's the devil's work. Just like they turned Spirit Tower into Devil's Tower. It's all a program to keep us diminished. So we've had enough. She's had enough. I hear that a lot. We've had enough. And so it's time for us to come back into our power. And we do that simply by listening to ourselves, listening to our intuition. This is how we cleanse our waters. Our waters, if they're not clean, they're mucky, they're dirty, can't see through them. They must be clean. So how do we clean them? Well, simply, if we can do this in every moment of every day, this moment contains love. This moment contains gratitude. It's not always easy to maintain that, but if we get ourselves in a funky mind state, we can remind ourselves, there is love in this moment. Might be hard to see right now, but it is here because that's all there is. There is nothing else. Even though it may look a little negative sometimes, that's kind of the beauty in it, because it's how we learn. In the beginning, when we were first created, we didn't have the veil that we have now. It's thinning. We all know it's thinning. But Lemuria, Atlantis, ancient times, we weren't veiled like this. But what happened, we weren't learning. We just knew we were one. We knew everything was love. So it was like, what's the impetus there to grow and learn and evolve? Zero. We just know it already. And so there was an experiment. You know this is an experiment, right? That we live in this beautiful game for us to learn. And so they veiled us. The water was poured upon the earth. It's interesting, we have this corpus callosum that separates our left brain and right brain. This watery membrane there. That's what needs to be cleaned so that the communication can go back and forth very easily. And we're seeing that now it's more easy than ever. Our connection is there. We just forget how to listen to it because we've been programmed not to. That we have to look for this external thing out there to help us or to heal us. It's all inside. It's so easy to speak to your intuition, to your higher self. All you do, a little exercise actually that I learned from Greg Braden. Aaron mentioned him the other day. And it's so simple. But you just put your hand on your heart. If you really want to feel the energy of love, you think about the person or the being that you love the most. You feel it. And then you can ask yourself a question. It's the first thing. Very first thing, that's your answer. That's it. That simple. And trust it. Listen to it and trust it. Listening to our waters is the most powerful thing any of us can do. I find it incredibly fascinating. Witches, the moon, all of this symbolism that we have become so terrified of because we're actually just afraid of our own power. But that's silly. It's so silly. Fear is just an illusion. There's so much more about the water, and this quote here, there we go, maybe? Ta-da! Y'all know Masaru Emoto? I'm sure, right? He did such wonderful work with water. He said this, when you have become the embodiment of gratitude, think about how pure the water that fills your body will be. When this happens, you yourself will be a beautiful, shining crystal of light. Cool thing about water, it exists in all these different forms, right? We have solid, we have liquid, and we have gas. I relate that to mind and body and spirit. We're here, crystallizing our energies, making them beautiful. And this was some of his experiments. This is what we can do in our body. When we think of love and gratitude, we crystallize our waters to be these beautiful structures. But when we have these ickier thoughts, that's what our waters look like. Mucky and icky. The beautiful thing about all of this is that we have the choice. We're here choosing love, learning to love. I believe that this density, this life that we're living, is all about choice, making those choices in every single moment. We can choose to live in the program or not. That sounds way better. I can choose to find the love in the moment. I can choose to be grateful. I can also choose to be hateful. Whatever I want, right? But if I want to be pretty inside and shine, yeah. Before prayer and after prayer. That's the power of prayer. And prayer isn't anything fancy either. We all know this. It's just a simple intention. A simple intention. So, children will remind us all day, every day of our magic. They don't know the programs yet. They know how powerful they are. They're intuitive, they're telepathic. They do all sorts of things nowadays. These kids are amazing. So we can be more childlike, more magical. For me, magic is being able to, and this also comes from the law of one, but to make those changes in consciousness at will. It's your choice to make that change, to focus your energy in a certain direction. Because like we talked about creation, that focus is what creates. So we all know we create our own reality using our thought. Legitimately, like quantum physics-wise, we do. We literally do. It's with that thought, at that concentrated thought. All right, so I love to read all sorts of different ancient texts and things, and so I'll grab things from, this is Maud Oakes. She wrote The Stone Speaks. It's about the stone that Carl Jung had on his property. He was an interesting man, but you will find this same idea everywhere about the origination of us beginning in water, in the womb. And it's the vibration, the word, that creates everything. Again, your Upanishads. So Creator wanted to make himself many things and learn. So we're just all little creators here learning. Another example of how we shot out and became all little aspects of the one. I already explained all that. this is a beautiful picture of ourselves. We have these two energies that make up this Merkaba, or structure of the photon. This is the structure of light. It's another example of the light beings that we are. I just have this up here mainly for this quote right here. Manifestation takes place when light is impressed with love. It's all about love. And we see this duality everywhere. Fire and water, masculine and feminine, light and sound. That's how we exist. We're little batteries. We have to have both to exist in this reality anyway. Guy mentioned the Tao. The Tao, another quote, is exactly from all these different sources saying the same exact thing. This is within us. Can't exhaust it. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible. It gives birth to infinite worlds, always present within you. And you can use it in any way that you want. And there's that choice. It's one of my favorite things. You're the gadget. Going back to there's nothing outside of you that's going to heal you but you. You and you alone. There are lots of healers, helpers, guides. They're fantastic. We need them to help us remember. They're not doing it for you. You are doing it for you. You gave permission for them to aid, to lend energy, for you to then choose to accept it and then heal. Healing is actually pretty simple. It's kind of amazing. In my experience, I see miracles. People are able to regrow tissue that you think is lost. It's not. You can regrow it. There's something there for you to learn. Your body's always speaking to you, giving you messages, and even really subtly too. So it's by the time it's gotten to pain, you've ignored a whole lot. A whole lot. Pain is just there to now make you remember, make you pay attention, because you're here to learn something, right? So our bodies are telling us, our spirit is telling us, and are we listening? Are we paying attention? I think that's the big piece. Like, are we really paying attention? Are we paying attention to nature? She's speaking to us constantly. All the animal totems that come, the way the trees speak, the way the wind blows. The birds will tell you how the day is going to go. That was one of the things she taught me too. Listen to the birds. They know what's going on. And it's true. But remembering you have this within you is really like my mission to teach you, because it's not outside. I have a lot of people that come, we as practitioners, we have a lot of people that come to us for help. They need our help to help heal. I don't do it. There's nothing to do with me. They do it. They learn. I just help them get that answer, right? So knowing that there is no gadget, like you're the most beautiful battery. You can create so much energy within your own self for healing. And again, just remember that anytime there's an outside help needed, that's all it is, help. You're doing the work. It's our own personal responsibility, right? No one's going to do this for us but us. All right. This is one of the other things she told me, because, of course, when she told me the first thing about cleansing our fertile waters from the patriarchy, I didn't really understand. So she would tell me more and more. She said, we've come to serve your collective, to encourage, to help you cleanse your waters, your fertile waters. And fertile, right? Like, what does that mean? Man, we can grow anything we want. How cool is that? Like fertile ground for what you're choosing. You can grow as much love and gratitude and compassion and peace as you want. It's beautiful. It's infinite. Infinite. Like, feel into that. 99% of all of this is actually space. We see like 1%. That's fascinating. So that means we have 99% of space to pull from. Infinite love. Thank you. Wow, I get to use this in any way that I want? Yeah, hopefully we choose, positive for that. Because we can choose the other way. That's kind of what's cool about being here. We can use this in any way that we want. Yeah. So you are water. This land is water. Water is magic. It has portals and vortexes. Water will do that very easily. What do we use portals for? We can travel dimensions. That's why you are water. You are time travelers, and your waters must be clean. So if we want to talk to spirit, we want to go look at a past life, other dimensions of ourself, we go through portals. We do this in our minds all the time. We don't even realize we're doing it half the time. Every one of us leaves, by the way, at night when we're dreaming. Spirit has other things to do. I'm not going to sit around and wait for this body to wake up. So it's so easy to time travel. We think we have to do it physically. No, we can go anywhere we want. I mean, we know this with remote viewing. But yeah, in my experience, we can go anywhere easily. So much easier now than we could in the past. Before, my teacher was, for this technique that I take people through, was Dolores Cannon. And before, it took people a little longer to get there. The veil was a little muckier. Now, we don't need to go through all that mess. It's like this. Just ask the question and get the answer. Because it's there, we know it's there, and so it's that easy. Our dreams. Definitely didn't want to forget about that one. Another way our subconscious speaks to us. Oftentimes, we can ignore these things because they seem too simple to mean anything. But this is the way Spirit speaks. Too simple to mean anything. We know this because most people, when we take them through a session, it seems ridiculous, nonsensical. What is this about? And then when you get into it, oh, I get it now. Spirit knows exactly how to speak to you individually, and how you're going to get it, how you're going to understand it. So through our dreams is one of those ways they can kind of tread that free will boundary thing. They can't give us the answers. They can help to guide us, but they have to give us this in symbolism, so we have to figure it out on our own. They can't do it for us. What's the point in that? They don't give us the answers. We wouldn't learn that way. So dreams are incredibly, incredibly important. And if you start to journal them, here's a suggestion for everyone to cleanse your waters on a daily basis. Keep a journal. Simple gratitude journal, we all know what that is, but how many of us do it every day? Keep a gratitude journal every single day. Meditate every single day. Course in Miracles says that is a requirement, and I fully agree. Because it's the easiest way to talk to spirit, quiet the mind. Now I gotta get into that a little bit because we don't shut it off. It never shuts off. Our brain has waves, our heart has waves, the earth has waves. We cycle. It doesn't go flatline. What happens when we flatline? We don't want that, right? Our brain's not gonna flatline. It's not gonna shut off. We just wanna quiet this one side of it that's constantly chatting and being the devil on our shoulder. Just shh, ignore it. And this is what meditation does. You can choose to focus on something else. You don't need to shut up. You just need to focus on something else. Focus on love. Just sit and focus on love. It's that simple. Just by doing that, this shuts up. It's like the bully on the playground. What happens with the bully on the playground and you ignore that bully? Bully goes away and does something else. But if you give the bully attention and feed it, it's gonna stay right there and get louder. So we just treat our brain that way. We don't want the devil on our shoulder. We want to listen to the angel on this side. Always there. We have that choice. This duality is such a beautiful thing. I love it. Since it's coming up, we see all of this dualism in our world, and it can often make us really angry. It makes us angry because we love so much. So remember that. Next time something really shitty is happening in the world, and those awful people, if you want to call them that, they're teaching you how much you love. And that is a beautiful thing. So it's kind of funny up in spirit, when people examine this duality in a session and we talk to their higher self, all these guys are sitting up there laughing, having a good time together as the one, playing their parts. Because we have to learn somehow. And we do choose it. All of it. Even that really awful stuff that we go through. And hopefully, when we go through that awful stuff, what we learn is our power. How powerful we really are. It's the game. We are the ones in charge. We get to decide. And we use the water within us to do that. We're 70% water. So when you think about that, you can focus that energy into your water, crystallizing the water with love, with gratitude. That's literally just what we are. So let me see. I did that. This is one I didn't talk about much, or this one. The memory of water. Water has incredible memory. Y'all know the medicine homeopathy? Yeah? This medicine works through water memory. It's so cool. So you'll take like a tiny little bit of something poisonous. It could be arsenic. Could not be poisonous. It could be something like a mushroom. That could be poisonous. I picked the wrong thing. It could be anything. It could be calcium, right? But you could take anything and dilute it and dilute it and dilute it and dilute it to the point where there's nothing left physically, below Avogadro's number. But what happens is the water memory stays in that medicine. It's a vibrational medicine. If we test it, it's just sugar, a little sugar pill. But this shows us that we really are just energy, that everything is just energy, and it works this subtly. This is the most powerful medicine I've ever used in my naturopathic career. I retired from that because I'm done with the physical body. It's just not the way. The mind is in control of that, and that's why. And we'll get into more of that tomorrow. But the other thing about the water, it's always going, when it's still, it's a mirror. It will reflect. As above, so below. The rest of that is, as within, so without. The first line on the emerald tablet. This is a big one here. Every single one of us is a reflection of the other. No matter what you see in another, that's you. That's you. You want to judge another? You're judging you. So remember that when you start to do that, oh, that's me. I'm judging me. What is it about me that's not good enough? Doesn't love myself enough? Because this is another way that we walk each other home, by showing each other who we are. And that can be a really beautiful thing. One of the exercises I like to do, because again, this isn't easy, right? We're humans and we live in this world. So we have to remind ourselves. Things get tough sometimes. So a little exercise I like to use, and I'm in the grocery store, and all these people are around. Oh, there's me. Look at that me. Look at that. And sometimes, I'll see a young girl who's got a really cute figure, and I'm like, ooh, look how cute my butt is. Isn't that so cute, Because it's me. It's me. Oh, I'm gonna get, there's a part of me that's older and wise. And there's a part of me that's not remembering how special I am. Every little thing. It's beautiful, the subtleties. But literally every interaction is speaking to us. And if we just pay attention and listen to our waters. I think that's the biggest part. A lot of us will hear it. We will, but maybe that's not right. I need some proof. We're not gonna get it ever. We're not gonna get it. You just have to trust yourself. And that's probably the most fun game. But once you get it, once you start doing it, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Because again, Every single one of you in this room is incredibly intuitive. Incredibly intuitive. You might not be fully aware of it yet, but you are. You came in this way. And the only reason you don't know it, is because you've been told otherwise. But you get to choose that that's just a story and deprogram yourself by reminding yourself every time the opposite thought comes up, no, I'm powerful, I am one. How much time do I have left? Really? I've been talking for that long? Huh, cool. I just remembered one thing that my friends over here won't have to remind me to say. I showed you the rainbow and the colors, and there's so much in our colors and our vibrations. I learned this yesterday, and so I wanted to bring it up during Erin's breathwork session. Little aside, there's so many ways we can get to this place. We can use breathwork, we can use sound, meditation, trance, whatever it may be. It's just a tool. It's just a tool. There's so many ways. So when I went into the womb cave, I just call caves wombs now. But this is, I realized that when Anana comes to me and I see her in my head, she's always coming to me in a cave. I didn't really get that until yesterday. I didn't make that connection. Again, I'm a little slow. Sometimes I'm pretty smart, but other times I'm a little slow. And she comes in a cave with turquoise waters, the healing waters. And what I remembered yesterday, those turquoise waters and why they're so healing is because that blue, this chakra here, is our first spiritual center. And it's a reminder, again, another reminder. You have a beautiful turquoise necklace on that I'm staring at right now. And I'm reminded of something else about turquoise. I had a session, a man, he went into a native life. He was wearing turquoise. And I asked, what's the symbolism of that for him? And why are you showing this to him? They said, this is a symbol of his strength. And he is in his strength when he is in his flow. So that idea, again, reminding us, be in the flow, be water. Go with it, release control. We don't have any anyway. That's like the funniest joke, that we have any control over anything that happens. We just release it and flow. That's what I love about this conference, Nikki, is exemplifying that, if you haven't noticed. And look how easy it is. So much easier. Just flow. Flow and listen and trust. You all have this. So just remember. Yeah? Good. All right, I think that's probably enough. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah?
So when Monica, is it a possibility that Monica could have been channeling this woman? Because that's even the very color, and it was not an angry, but she was taking you down into the depth, for me, into the abyss of the ocean. It was dark blue, cold, sad, all of the darker sides of the feelings, and then bringing us back up like we're the child, and showing us this lighter color, and you could breathe better. I don't know. I just, the two connect.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. She's my sister. Not really, but you know. But yeah. What's interesting, and what you just reminded me of, is the descent of Inanna. Have you heard that story? She descends 7 gates into the underworld. Yeah. And it's a stripping away. Of her garments, of her jewelry, of everything that is her. Yeah. And then she rises with the light. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. So yeah, and like I mentioned before, she's speaking to every single one of us. We all have this divine feminine aspect. We have our divine masculine, we have our divine feminine. So that aspect is her. She just comes to me in that aspect. But it's Great Mother. That's all. She just comes in just because that's what I get. For some reason I get it, so she comes in that way. Other people will get other aspects, Isis, Magdalene, you name it, any of those, Persephone, it doesn't matter. She's come in so many ways to remind us, but it's in every single one of us, and she's speaking to us. So yeah, absolutely.
There's a teaching about, okay, so it's talking about, you're talking about the waters inside you, but those waters can also purify the waters of the earth.
Yes.
And so, can you talk about the teaching of menstruating into the waters? Is that something you're familiar with?
Not so much, actually. Menstruating into the water.
Yeah.
Offering a blood offering.
As a purification.
Yeah. I feel like that is one of the many tools or techniques where we can offer. Because it's that, for me, that's intention. What I hear in that is intention. I'm sharing my womb with you. And if the intention is purification, then that's what you get. That's how simple magic is. It's just intention. Yeah. But no, I don't know too much about that. Yeah, overall. Yeah, thanks. Anybody else? There's a lot to one of our friends, she's been talking about lately, when women go through menopause and how that is us coming into our power. Like, legitimately, like that's what it's for. So, yeah. Is that it? Oh, no, I think I already talked about it. Just want to leave you with one last thing. If there's no exercise that you do, if you don't meditate, if you do one thing only, this moment contains love. That's it. That simple. Thank you.